Welcome everybody to Recast the Past, where we recast movies for better or worse. I'm your host Matt, also known as Matt Combs, and joining with me today is Ian from Shaken Not Nerd. You're probably familiar with him because he's been on the show a few times now, and he is one of
Here to win.
Well, he's here to win. He's going to have the opportunity to tie first place in winners for Recast the Draft. So you have an opportunity, Ian. There's no guarantees here. The people might choose my casting over yours. So
that's a good one.
So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that I know who the actors are that are going to be in the draft pool, and you don't.
Yes, it is a slight disadvantage, I admit.
I didn't realize that it was going to be me versus a guest this time round. This hasn't happened in Recast the Draft history yet. I haven't participated in the draft. But basically what's going to happen...
Can I still trash talk you? Because you're like the host as well. So
yeah.
If I trash talk you, then it's just like, oh, you can't be mean to the host.
No, you can be mean. It's fine. I'm thick-skinned. It's okay. So basically, as I just mentioned, I've never done this before. So what I thought I would do is make it even completely different, and we are going to recast the same characters. So it's going to get a bit cutthroat here. We're going to both want certain actors for certain roles, I would imagine. And
I will have Michael Jordan for...
And yeah, we're basically going to probably be a bit upset, but who knows? Maybe we're going to have different opinions on this draft in particular. So let's reveal the movie that we're going to be recasting, which is probably in the name of the title if you're listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube. So we are going to be recasting the very first Avengers movie.
Go on, guys. Sing the theme tune. You know it. They're the Avengers.
Is that like mixed with Batman?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't remember the theme tune.
I just appreciate that you didn't bust out the piano.
Yeah, be appreciative.
For those listening, Ian's podcast, Ian likes to pull out a mini piano every now and then, and it hurts your ears.
Oh, yeah.
So the characters that we will actually be recasting is Ironman, Captain America, the Hulk, or also known as Bruce Banner, Thor, and Black Widow. Sorry, Hawkeye, you just didn't quite make the cut.
Just like in, real life.
No, but like the format allows for five characters. We probably could have filled out the gap.
In the first Avengers movie, Hawkeye's like a bad guy for 50% of it. So, yeah, take that, Hawkeye. That's why.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's a very good point. But yeah, so. And even if we made a 6th slot for this specific one, I feel like Loki would probably get a shot before Hawkeye would.
Before Hawkeye.
Not to say that I dislike Hawkeye. I just think there are more interesting, compelling characters than him. But so yeah, as I mentioned, we're both going to be recasting the same characters. One thing to note is that the characters that we're about to see in the draft pool, they could be from any time period, so it doesn't matter. They could be younger versions if you feel so inclined to do so. Just mention it. And yeah, let's reveal to the listeners and the people viewing who we are going to be casting from. Now our list, Ian, you didn't see this list until just now. So we're going to...
Good.
We have the choices of Ben Affleck, Margot Robbie, Robert De Niro, Harrison Ford, Jamie Foxx, Sigourney Weaver, Drew Barrymore, Daniel Craig, Paul Rudd, Tessa Thompson, Robin Williams, and Shaniqua Martin Green.
These are good picks.
There's some good actors in here.
Yeah.
Are they going to work for a Marvel film?
Yeah,
that's another question. So it might not work. I realize some of these characters are already in the MCU. That doesn't matter. Let's just disregard that.
We'll make our own rules here.
We make our own rules, and yeah, we'll just we'll have some fun with it. Because Ian, you're at a bit of a disadvantage in you didn't pick the film and you also didn't pick the actors for the draft pool, I will humbly give you the honors of the first pick.
Ah, such a nice guy. Oh, this is tough. There's just so many different directions they can go in, and I'm just thinking about who the first, because you got to start with the obvious one. Because if you don't get it first, if you're not first, you're last, right?
I did hear that on a movie once.
Yeah, I think I just made it up then. It's really tough though, because my first instinct of the one I want to go with isn't a conventional pick, which is weird. It's a gender bender.
Okay.
And I kind of want to go Sigourney Weaver as Iron Man.
Sigourney Weaver as Iron Man. Sigourney Weaver's already proven that she's a
badass
strong
motherfucker.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. She is awesome. So
obviously it's a young Sigourney Weaver as well. It's Aliens period.
Yeah. I can't fault that. Like, Sigourney Weaver's awesome, and she carries the Alien franchise. So
carry another franchise.
Well, we probably seen the last of her in Avatar, hopefully.
Probably.
And she
because I know I won't be watching any more of them anyway.
She wasn't that great in Defenders either.
No, but I don't blame her for it.
No, not at all. But that's a great pick. I like that. So as you sort of I'm thinking I need to get either Iron Man or Cap out of the way first.
Yeah.
I think they're two of the more important characters. Now,
it's tough, isn't it?
It is tough. There's one person that's sticking out to me in particular, but that's because I recently listened to a Kevin Smith podcast where he got asked the question about switching actors from the DC universe to the Marvel universe.
Ooh.
And so he's hinted at this one, and this is the one that I'm feeling like I'll
Robert
go
De Niro.
with.
No.
But I just can't not see Ben Affleck being interchangeable with Iron Man.
Yeah, that's fair. I was kind of almost going to go him as well because he's got that drunken attitude, that messed up guy attitude.
yeah, exactly. So my pick's going to be Ben Affleck for Iron Man. I can't pass that up.
No, that's a good pick. That was that was the one I was weighing it up with, and I was like, I don't know if he has the charisma, but he definitely has the other side of Iron Man, which is arsehole.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he would definitely do that. It would bring a completely different vibe to the film, but he could do it.
He'd definitely pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, back to you, Ian.
All right. So now we're going to go Captain America, right? Because those are the two pillars of the franchise.
Yeah, and I know I'm safe because I have two choices that I think would work quite well, and it doesn't matter which one you pick because I'll be happy with whichever one's left over if you pick either of them.
All right, well, that's good. So, Robin Williams, no. No, I've got to go keeping along the theme of, a blonde-haired, super muscular, good-looking guy as Captain America. So, Daniel Craig it is. Lock it in, Eddie.
I had a strong suspicion that Daniel Craig was going to be your choice.
I can't wait to hear him as Captain America doing the American accent from that really crappy one that he did in Tomb Raider. Lara, no.
I remember that I can recall that he was in that film, but I have no memory of his performance in it.
He's actually not that bad. It's just the accent is a bit, over the top.
Yeah.
He might have got better by now.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's got a bit of the look for it. It's also a bit ironic to have
a British guy
guy play Captain America.
Yeah.
It's good. I like that.
But that happens all the time. I mean, you've got Benedict Cumberbatch as an American in New York.
That's true. And he actually does quite a convincing American accent in that film in particular. So
And Spooderman is from England.
that's true. That is also true. Now, look, now that he's off the board, I have to admit he was actually my first choice. Daniel Craig was definitely my first choice for Captain America. But you've taken away him, so who else can I choose out of this lot? Out of the males that are left, we've got Robert De Niro, Harrison Ford, Jamie Foxx, Paul Rudd, and Robin Williams.
Yeah. I mean...
I have to go with Harrison Ford.
Damn it.
I mean, it's just, like, who else am I going to choose?
Yeah.
I mean, I realize that this is going to severely impact the casting for Thor, but it's just, it's going to be great. I look forward to it.
I actually had him in mind for someone else, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's now your turn with the 5th pick.
Yeah, okay. Things are getting a little bit trickier. But I think I have to go with someone who comes across a little bit nerdy to be, obviously, Hulk/Bananarama.
Yep.
So I've got to insert a little bit of comedy, and I'm going to go with Paul Rudd because he's got that dweeby nerdiness.
Damn. I wanted Paul Rudd. God damn it.
Well, I've got to have someone who has a bit more, like, levity in my crew.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true.
And as much as I like, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, I actually think that, the character can be done a little bit more fun.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, now that Paul Rudd's off the board, and we've still got for me, I've still got the Hulk, Thor, and Black Widow remaining. And there's still quite a few powerful women on the board for Black Widow, that's for sure. So I'm not gonna worry about Black Widow just yet. I've got Thor and Hulk left. Now, oh man.
Yeah. Whoever gets left over is good luck.
Oh man. Thor is tricky.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about, because that's my last mail as well. I'm like, oh no.
Well,
yeah.
Oh man, I've really shot myself in the foot here. I should have led with Thor. Well, this is terrible, but no, I can't. I just can't do it. I'm going to cast Robin Williams for the Hulk. I have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a horrible pick. Robin Williams can change between serious and comedic. He's got it.
Yeah, I just want Robin Williams off the board, and I don't like any of the options for Thor at this point. So I
have an idea. I think I've got an idea for what I'm going to do for my Thor.
Basically, I thought I'd just limit my options for Thor so that I feel better about choosing it.
Just make it seem like you had no choice.
Yeah, exactly.
You basically don't.
Yeah. I mean, I already don't, but yeah.
Yeah. But Robin Williams is a very versatile actor, or was a very versatile actor.
Yeah. I could see him be, like, I just didn't want him taken off the board because I wanted him for the Hulk.
Yeah. It's a very fitting character.
Yeah, exactly. But Ian, back over to you.
All right. So this is where it gets a little tricky. I think I'm going to have to pick my Thor.
Yep.
But it's not going to be who you think it might be.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with some themes for what we have currently, and that is blonde and Australian. I'm going to go with Miss Margot Robbie.
Ah, very good. I actually, you know what? The photo that I've chosen, I feel like she's washed out, and I kind of overlooked her this entire time. which is terrible.
Just one completely white square.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like, if actors have, like, a decent photo as their IMDb photo, that I just opt to pick that one, but sometimes they don't, and so it's like, I have to go looking for it, but that one I was kind of like, oh, yeah, that'll do. But, yeah, it was actually quite washed out, so it kind of made me think that she wasn't available. But
I mean, she's not, but we can all wish she was available.
Yeah, well... I see what you did there.
Yeah, but now that you mentioned about the IMDb, like their pictures, none of them actually have like particularly good IMDb profile pictures.
No, sometimes they do, but for the most part they don't.
They just got random photos.
Yeah, it's actually quite surprising when you go looking for celebrity photos. Like, it's quite surprising how many photos you come across that you're like, that doesn't even really look like that actor.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I have Thor and Black Widow left. And the options available for those that are listening at home is Robert De Niro, Jamie Foxx, Drew Barrymore, Tessa Thompson, and Shaniqua Martin Green. Now,
did you say Drew Barrymore?
Yep.
Okay. I thought you skipped over Drew Barrymore like, hey.
No. She's still there. Now, I think I'm going to do Black Widow now.
Okay.
And
good idea.
I'm going to choose...
Because that's all I've got left, so...
Yeah. I'm going to choose Shaniqua Martin Green. Good
pick.
Because she is a great actress. I love her in Star Trek Discovery. Her character was a bit whingy in The Walking Dead, but I think she's a great actress, and I think that she can really do kick-ass roles. I've said this many times before on the podcast too, so anyone that's a regular listener probably wouldn't be shocked that I cast her.
She is pretty badass.
Yeah, so I'm a fan, and I would be interested to see what she could do with that role.
Yeah, I think she'd pull it off, honestly.
For sure.
I think you probably picked the strongest option there for Black Widow.
Yeah.
Which annoys me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Because I'm out to win.
Blood sport.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my second choice for Black Widow, because that's all I've got left now. So Robert didn't know. I'm going to go with Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson? Yeah.
She's
a great choice.
Fantastic actor. Particularly if you've watched the Creed movies. She kills it in those movies.
Yeah. She's a great actress. I think some of her talent went to waste in that Men in Black film, but
absolutely.
She's great. And she can totally take on a role in the MCU, obviously, because she already has one.
Because she's already in it, yeah. I think her role in the MCU is a bit at the moment, but it'll be interesting if they do something interesting with that character, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got her in...
She definitely has the potential in my mind.
Yeah. Well, they've got her in there for...
Thor...
Like the King of Asgard
Thunder.
or Queen of Asgard as well now after the Endgame ending. So I'm sure we won't have seen the last of her.
No, hopefully not as well. Hopefully we get some pretty kick-ass scenes.
For sure. That'll be awesome. Okay, so I'm back at my sticking point now.
You've limited your options.
I have limited my options significantly. And you know what? I'm going to take... I can't believe I'm doing this. But I'm taking Drew Barrymore.
I thought for some reason you might do that.
Yeah.
So we both gender bended our Thors.
Yep. And I'm thinking, sort of Charlie's Angels period.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Drew Barrymore. I don't know, I'm picturing Robert De Niro or Jamie Foxx being Thor at their prime time, and I'm just nah.
Not
Nah.
happening.
Not at all. So, Drew Barrymore was my choice for Thor.
I think that's actually not a bad pick because, Charlie's Angels time period, she has the right charisma as well.
Yeah.
The ferocity, but she has that charisma. She was pretty kind of funny and quirky in those movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's a part of Thor's character is the little bit of comedic lines, and I think he's treated a lot as the comic relief in a lot of the films. So yeah, that's my choice.
I feel like he might have made himself that, but yeah.
Yes, well, that's true.
Definitely Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, that is very true. I'm also glad that you did take Margot Robbie because in that Kevin Smith podcast that I mentioned before about being Iron Man being played by Ben Affleck, he also mentioned that Margot Robbie could probably play Black Widow.
Oh, really?
So I'm glad you took her off the board and removed the temptation of putting her in there. But I'm
just do exactly as.
Yeah, but I'm happier with Shaniqua Martin Green. Actually, I think my brain was just kind of gravitating towards that at the very very beginning because I had that thought already like implanted from that podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we both did pretty well out of this, and I think it's mostly just because they were all good actors, really.
Yeah, well,
some of them weren't suited to it, but
I mean, I didn't put any like horrible bombs in for once. So every single actor that's on this list has at least at one period of time brought it in their acting career. So last draft, I offered the guests the opportunity to propose any trades if they were unhappy or really wanted another actor. So I thought I would give you the opportunity, Ian, to put forth a trade if I was to accept that is.
I'm pretty happy with most of mine, to be honest with you. I'm thinking it's pretty good. I think people will really like Sigourney Weaver as Iron Man. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really like the idea of that. The only one who I would lean towards being... Well, the two that I would lean towards being the most uncertain about would be Thor and Hulk.
Yeah.
So Margot Robbie and Paul Rudd. The only ones on your team that I think I would probably swap for, like I said, I was actually thinking Harrison Ford for the Hulk because he's played a kind of tough, nerdy character in Indiana Jones when he plays that kind of nerdy archaeology kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I've got like a feeling he could kind of pull that off.
Yeah. That's
also having that, he's always got that anger underneath him.
Yeah,
he always looks like pissed off.
He
without being pissed off.
Well, I think that's just Harrison Ford. He's a bit of an angry man.
He's just an angry guy.
But I will be telling you right now that Harrison Ford ain't getting given up. So
I can understand that.
No, I think I'm going to keep it. I did allow Giuseppe in that same episode the opportunity to swap actors within his own actors. So if you wanted to move one character for another, you do have the opportunity to do that, but you can only do it once.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty happy with mine. I'm going to lock it in unless there's any trades you want to propose.
No, I don't think so. I think
so you want to lose. You're saying you want to lose. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like because I have Harrison Ford in there.
Harrison Ford is a big draw card.
Yeah. I think Harrison Ford and I think some people might get burnt on Ben Affleck, maybe. I don't know. I feel as though my Thor is going to be jarring for some people, but but I don't see me being able to handball Drew Barrymore for anyone.
No. Nope.
So yeah, that's fine. Did you have any points to put forth for the people at home as to why they should choose your casting over mine?
I guess the main point is look at the other option here. Matt's got, Ben Affleck. Nobody likes Ben Affleck. A wasted opportunity like Harrison Ford on such a boring character of Captain America when he could have been Iron Man, No, I think we both did pretty well here, but I think the thing that really makes me win this one is, like I said, Sigourney Weaver as Iron Man. She's got that badassery about her.
Yeah.
She just seems like she could... I can picture her in the Iron Man outfit.
Yeah.
And same kind of goes for Daniel Craig as well. I can see him in the Captain America outfit with his blonde hair out.
You're right. You're exactly right there. That is, I will pay props to you on that, is that your Iron Man and Captain America are very strong. I can definitely see Daniel Craig in the Captain America outfit. Like, even that photo, for those that are watching, like, I can totally just see that exact pose.
Right? The same pose.
With the Captain America outfit on, and he's holding the shield.
If only we knew someone with access to Photoshop who could do that, Matthew.
Yeah, if only. Well, I am looking at that and feeling quite strong about that, and I do need to make a YouTube thumbnail, so that's probably where that's going to
yes
develop. But I will also argue for my own case that I feel as though my Iron Man and Captain America are also quite strong.
They're very strong.
I really would have loved to see Robin Williams take on the Hulk.
Me too. Actually, I think that's one of the ones I'm really excited about on your list, if I'm honest. Robin Williams, he's so, like I said, so versatile when he does his... he does such good dramatic work as well.
That's true. That's very, very true. But, there's also a bit of chemistry there. Ben Affleck's worked with Robin Williams before.
Oh, yeah.
And, the Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are, working alongside each other. Something to consider for those that are going to vote later on. I don't need to say this again, but Shaniqua Martin Green is a fantastic actress. So,
that's a really good pick.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, and I mean, it's no secret that Drew Barrymore was the best option I had, I feel, which I'm sorry, Robert De Niro and Jamie Foxx. But I simply couldn't choose them.
Can you imagine Robert De Niro as Thor, though? Like, even in his prime when he was younger, still as Thor.
No, it'd be
awful.
awful.
Like such a thick accent.
It just wouldn't work. But
you're talking to Mo in here? You're talking to Mo in here? There's no one else here. You must be talking to Mo in here.
Oh, that's great. That's really, really good. I mean, I could. You know what? I can't see him as Thor, but I could see him as Odin.
Yeah, it's the same. He's got that wise old man, which is the same reason why I guess Sir Hannibal Lecter was picked.
I
just got completely mind blank. Sir Hannibal Lecter, that's it.
Yeah, that guy.
Anthony Hopkins, that's it. Got there eventually.
Thank God that you thought of that, because my God, I can't believe I couldn't remember his name. But we could do a little bit of fun here, and it was your turn, so let's pretend that we are casting Hawkeye. You have two options left. such good options. So,
but actually, we were talking about Robert De Niro in his prime.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think in his prime he wouldn't be unakin to being a Hawkeye. So actually I will go Robert De Niro as Hawkeye. He was young and he was fit. And having that strong accent isn't as jarring for some reason when he's playing, an American.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm okay with that, because I would have picked Jamie Foxx for Hawkeye anyway. So there you go. For those listening at home, I'll fire off the casting one last time so that you can hear the. You
can hear the listeners from here, Matt. One more time.
So for Ian's Avengers, we have Sigourney Weaver for Iron Man, Daniel Craig for Captain America, Paul Rudd for the Hulk, Margot Robbie for Thor, and Tessa Thompson for Black Widow. And for
Good
my
picks.
Avengers...
Wow, that Ian, he blew me away.
For my Avengers, I have Ben Affleck for Iron Man, Harrison Ford for Captain America, Robin Williams for the Hulk, Drew Barrymore for Thor, and Shaniqua Martin Green for Black Widow.
Boo.
So, for those that are listening to it early on upon release, I will put up a poll a few days later so that people have time to listen and the poll, like the castings aren't ruined by the poll. And yeah, Ian, you're one of many of a podcast.
Some would say the best part.
and where would people, or what, for starters, what is the podcast?
It's called Shake It Not Nerd, and we're talking about all things pop culture. We often review some pretty cool movies. Last week at point of recording, we did Jurassic Park for its wonderful anniversary this year.
It's very good.
And we've also got another big anniversary film that we're doing this week at point of recording. It's huge anniversary for a huge franchise. And as a hint, the date at time of recording is April 30th, so we're getting towards May.
Ah, yes. One might even suggest that you should listen to it on the 4th.
Yes, May the 4th be Pikachu. It's Pokemon. We're doing Pokemon now.
So be sure to check that out, guys. And one last thing, Ian, I thought before I sign off for the episode is I thought I would always throw this to the guests at the end of each episode now. I want you to suggest something to people. It could be a podcast, like another podcast. It could be a movie. It could be a book. It could be anything. I just want you to suggest one thing.
One thing. Ooh, that's tough. All right.
Probably should have allowed you time to prepare for this, but no, I thought you'd better.
That is the opposite of why I turn up to things. I think I'm going to have to go with the theme tune I could not get out of my head as soon as we started recording this for some reason. So the movie Whiplash, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Fantastic film. We were talking about it before. And J. Jonah Jameson returns to berate a man on the drum kit.
That's it. It's a great film, and I've said it many times before on this. It is worth watching. So that's a great suggestion. So with that being said, thank you for listening or watching at home. That's the best support that I could get for continuing this podcast, this show, this video format that's happening now. If you'd like to support the show further, you can do so by following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. The list is getting bigger. Just search for Recast the Past. You'll find us, and hit the like button, subscribe, the follow, the share buttons, drop a comment or leave a review. Any of that, if you do any of that, I would greatly appreciate it.
Do it, guys. Matt puts a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
Even if he loses this poll, which he will.
Well, we shall see. Most importantly, make sure that you go onto the Instagram and make sure I win the poll. Yeah, that's it. So, Ian, thank you very much again for being on the show, and I will see you guys next week.